Right, so you join me today on the Stour. I'm fishing chopworm caster and hemp, and got little pieces of hemp at the moment. I haven't had much luck yet on the hemp. It's still early days on this line. I'm just fishing literally a top 2 and 1, and I've had a really nice perch of about 4 or 5 ounces. It's my first time ever using Dacron connectors, and I kind of feel a bit on edge about using them. But unless I use them, I won't ever learn how to use them. So I'm just still getting to grips of how to use it. But yeah, just putting some worms on, having some perch. I've had 1 perch so far. I had loads of bites. I'm missing them. I think it could just be smaller fish. Yeah, I think it could just be small fish. Ah no, I just lost something down there that's just made a massive absolute swell. I am fishing, well, trying to fish dead depth, but I highly doubt that this worm is making it down to the bottom anyway. So we are just going to drop in a few. I've obviously I've used the bait dropper. I'm just going to lose through some hempen casters. I'm going to try and get some roach in the peg. But yeah, here we go. Another perch. Nailed him in the top lip. He's roughly the same size. Maybe jump. He's roughly the same size as the one from earlier. I don't mind catching perch, they just scare me a little bit. Scared of a perch. I'm not scared of them as such, it's more scared of the spikes. I don't know why. I got spiked as a kid. Not like that, cheeky. But I got spiked from a perch as a kid, and it kind of just put me off of holding them. I used to hold them with a rag. Believe it or not, I used to actually hold them with a rag, like a towel. And yeah, it put me off holding them for a while, and then I just manned up at one point, grabbed hold of it. But even to now, it still speaks to me every now and then. So yeah, so moral of today is I'm trying to show you that you don't necessarily need to take a lot of gear to put a weight together on the river. So I mean, today I've brought the trolley down because it's me and my friend. So we just pushed it from the main gate to the swim, basically. Not a lot of gear. Literally got my holdall, net, top kit and my old 3rd section. As you know, I broke it back in January. Got my little bucket, little Preston 17 litre bucket. It's got 2 pints of ground bait, my worms, hemp and casters in there. And yeah, we come down here for a couple of hours, do a quick video. But this is literally what we're doing. So yeah, I've not brought a lot of gear. Literally not brought a lot of gear. I brought the brolly just in case it was too hot in the swim. But then I've got this great big tree. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I've got this great I can't speak. Getting giddy now. I want to catch a big one. I've got a great big tree above me, so that's helping me with some shade. I've got some drinks to stay hydrated, and that is the main thing, is to stay hydrated even if you're fishing. My mate's next door. I don't know if you can see his pole from there, but he's had a perch. We've had 3 perch now and missed a couple of bites. We did have a bite by something that was in the peg, and it did make a swell. I'm hoping I haven't missed out on like a bonus fish like a bream or a tench, because that would be a shame. But yeah, so the bites are slowed down, so I'm suspecting a bigger fish has moved in, maybe even a predatory fish like a pike. Getting small indications, it's nothing actually like grabbing hold of it. just using a 4x16, and it might sound heavy, but I'm using £3 2-ounce line, and I'm fishing with a 08 bottom, which I believe is £2.10 or £1.10. I will have a look in a minute. To a size, well, because I'm fishing worm, I'm using a size 14 barbless, and I'm still missing bites. But yeah, so that is literally all we're doing. Just having a lovely day down here today. Sorry if you can hear like a load of noise in the background. It's the kids having fun. They're all jumping into the lake, and we've got a young lad over there fishing. Probably just finished school and thought I'd go for a couple of hours, like myself. And yeah, about to see a couple of lads jump off a bridge into the water. But yeah, no. So we're here with Mr. S, just literally catching a few odd small perch, and yeah. So we're going to do a lot more videos on the river this year, and that's part of the challenge I was telling you about. Getting some very weird indications, like a crayfish indication. But yeah, so basically the challenge is to fish the river, this river or whatever river, as many times this year as we can. However, we are still gonna after having a conversation with a few of you guys on TikTok, we are still gonna fish a few lakes, in the sense of practice matches and matches. We have got a match coming up on the 22nd, so I will do some practice feed. That feels like a bit of perch. Yeah, we are going to do some practice matches, obviously, before we go into the match, and that is at Manor Farm. That perch is lovely, a big old perch. Oh, the worm gone over itself again. So yeah, that's at Manor Farm in Ipswich. £8 a day ticket for anyone over 65, I believe. £10 for anyone else. Very worth having a look at. I mean, it's got loads of features, islands and everything else. And yeah. I'm having small silly indications again. But no, yeah. So we're going to go there. Me and Steve, we're going to go to the practice matches, and hopefully win ourselves a match. Steve's never been in a match before, so it's new for him. I've been in them 2 or 3 times now, and I find them fun. I like the competition side of it all. Not necessarily for money, but to see if I'm better than the other anglers that join, and it could be whoever, it could be anyone that joins. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some practice matches, and then we're going to do some actual matches. But obviously, until I can get my followers up, I can't go live on YouTube, so I can't do a live match. And I won't be recording it either. So the results will be, put on to YouTube after the practice matches. But yeah. Yeah, so practice matches only this season now, until 2026 season's over. 2025 to 2026 season is over, and then we'll be back on mainly on the rivers this year, and then next season it'll be mainly lakes and the odd river. But anyway, enough of that. Today is mainly just about showing you guys that you don't need a lot of gear to go and have a good day's fishing. So I've fished a little insight to this river for you guys. This is the Cone angling association side of the river. That side is free, the opposite side. You get a lot of kayakers, paddle boarders, no boats, just paddle boarders and kayakers down here. However, you do get kids jumping in from the bridge, so I'd advise not fishing anywhere near the bridge. But apart from that, I've fished this river since I was 18. I'm now 22. And I've really enjoyed fishing this river. I've had bream, some really nice eels. Again, I left another swell there again in my swim. But yeah, I've got some really nice eels from here before. I've had a crayfish once or twice. I've not had anything like massive, no carp. I've had like eels and stuff. Eels, crayfish, roach, rudd, perch. I've had perch to £1.5, roach to £1.5. Pike all the way to £3, £4. They do go much bigger than that in there. But I wasn't actually targeting them on that day. I had them on a pole. I don't know how I got it in. It took a worm from in the edge. But yeah, I tend to find here, if you fish in the middle, you need like a very heavy olivet. Not because the river's pacing, but because the little fish like the bleak and that, they intercept it on the way down. And again, I'm after some of these bonus fish. But yeah, so sit on the bottom out there, you'd need an olivet. There is some nice bream here. Don't know about tench, to be honest with you. I haven't had a tench from it yet. It would be nice. But yeah, the main part and key part of the video is about the fact that you don't need tons of gear, and as much as some of us anglers, and I'm directing it more towards us match anglers, as much as we have had a bite there on the drop, as much as we have a lot of gear, we enjoy taking our rollers and our full pole. Some days like this, it's just too hot to take all that gear and carry it down the river, or even push it on a trolley. Sometimes it's just too much. And that's why I think I enjoy carrying little gear, enjoying myself down this river fishing. You are about to see two paddle boarders come past me. They're normally good, they normally stick to the other side, and don't normally get in your way. They do try and keep to themselves. It might just be time to top up. A little bit of chopped worm down there on the bottom. Got 2 casters on at the moment. 2 casters on at the moment, just enjoying yourself. I'm gonna have a fish, one more fish. Hopefully it's a nice roach or a rudd, because I haven't had one yet. I've had a chub. Well, I say chub, a little chublet. I've had 3 or 4 perch, just another little dink. There we go, we've got a couple of nice indications there now. Ah no, it was a roach and it come off. Steve, you want some casters? You want some casters? They got some white maggots in this and all. Yeah. A lot of paddleboarders down here today. Surprised they're out, to be fair. I mean, probably just finished school. It's a nice warm day. It's 26 degrees today. Steve's going to be coming down there soon to get some casters. He's going to be popping some muscle in. Come on, let's have a roach or a rudd. Getting some very small indications again. I think something had hold of that and then let go of it. Using the casters, I probably should have gone down to a 16. To be honest with you, 16 probably would have been a bit better. However, as I said, I'm only here for a few hours and just want to catch as many fish as I can. You know, having a good day out, a good session out, even if it's a couple of hours. You know, it's a Friday, not everyone's going to want to come home and lump all their cart gear or lump all their match gear and the poles and everything else into the van after fucking work. You want some bait yet, mate? Huh? You want some bait? On what? Worm? Yeah. Oh, you got worm, haven't you? Yeah, I just had a really nice perch and all. Come off, did it? Yeah. I put some ground bait out and I just had a really nice perch. But I've just put some chop worm caster and hemp down there. Yeah. I've already had a perch now. I had a perch that was about 8 ounces. Steve. 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 First chub of the season, mate. Just had a little baby chub, yeah, on caster. Chunky little fat thing it is. Alright, so I'm just back for a second. So today's video is basically just based on the fact that, you know, it's a Friday, not everyone's going to want to lump their carp gear or their pole gear into the van just for a few hours. And, you know, carrying light like this, it's just, I ain't even got a chair. I'm just sitting on the end of the trolley, on the end of the Preston Falls shuttle trolley. I've put my bib and brace underneath my bottom, so I ain't sitting just straight on the bars. And I'm happy to sit here like this for the rest of the day. I'm absolutely comfortable. Again, I've only got a top 2 and 1. I've got 9 slip in the end of the pole in my top kit. I've got a 3.2 pound line as my main line, down to 08 1 pound 12 ounces to a size 14. I've got another rig with me. It's a bit heavier, but that was to fish that at maybe like 6 meters or 5 meters. Just a really good positive indication there on the casters. I'm hoping to catch some nice roach and rudd on the casters as well down here, because I know what would happen if I put a worm on. I'm going to have a perch straight away. Got a lot of fizzing down there now, so I'm wondering if that's a bigger fish or a better fish. Be nice to have a bream. If I could have a bream, that would seriously tick everything off for me. And on the reason why you should come down here sometimes with light gear. You alright, Steve? Is that empty bait tub, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had much?
Yeah. I literally hooked a roach or a rudd, couldn't tell what it was. I had a little chublet. I'll give you a little bit more. I've had a little chublet. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more, ain't stingy. I've had a little chublet, couple of 3 or 4 perch now. I've had, yeah, 1 chublet of a roach or a rudd, 3 perch. I keep getting these weird funny bites. I strike it and I just see like a tan, tail like pattern on the surface, and then every now and then I keep getting these bubbles. But I have put ground bait in there. I've put 3 balls of ground bait in with hemp, and that's it.
I had perch about that big.
Yeah, it's about the same size as the ones I had.
Got off in this weed stuff down the bottom.
Yeah.
I did have my net fully open.
Oh, did you not?
No, so I couldn't get it in out further.
Yeah.
I've got it stretched right out now.
I had a couple of perch.
About that long.
Yeah. I had a couple of perch like that. Maybe a little bit bigger, like, you know, not as big as my hand, but So I was just saying to me, that's all right. You got your own one in there?
Where?
In there. Open up that top there. Oh, there. Right there, Steve. Yeah, take that one.
Don't put water in it.
Actually, hold on. That might be my one.
I'll just use this. I don't use a lot.
There's half a bag in there somewhere for you, which is half of what's in there. Or is that your one? No, that is your one. I remember, sorry, because I've just poured, I remember I poured the whole thing in my bowl. I will come over to you for a minute. Do you like my seat?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. I put the bib brace underneath. I can still feel the bars, but it's comfortable enough that I could sit here all day if I wanted to. Don't get me wrong, it's not as comfy as a chair, but...
You know them buckets, square buckets, you can get a padded seat for them. That'd be ideal for that.
Well, if I wanted to, Steve, I could lay back like this all day.
Yeah.
I've got a bite there, look.
Yeah, I can't get a bite.
Yeah, I've struck into, I've had a couple of good, like, positive bites. Yeah. I've struck them, and all of them have been on the worm. Yeah. And I've not hit them. Like, them bites, I'm leaving it alone. Yeah. I know they're on it now.
Yeah. I tried to let it go down a few times and then strike, but still that.
I had it earlier, my float was doing that, and it shot under, I struck it, I had a roach on, and it come off mid-air. I got it on that 9 slip. Do you know what's funny? All my perch that I've hooked them in the top lip. Not in the side, not in the bottom, not in the corners, all in the top lip. Weird, isn't it? Yeah. So just struck at that. I'll bring that back because it's got a little bit of weed on it. Got a tiny little bit of weed on it. Something down there has been chomping on that. And I am actually really enjoying myself sitting here like this. As I said, even to Steve, I am actually really enjoying myself. Sitting here with light gear. Just absolutely enjoying my day. I have got to remember, I can't speak today. I have got to remember that these little indications could well be little chublet, because I did have one of them, missed that bite. I did have a chublet on casters earlier, and it did somehow manage to get this size 14 in its mouth. But yeah, as I said, going back to the history of me and this river, I've fished this river since I was about 17, so a good 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 4 years, 4.5 years I've fished this now. And I come back to it, and it's one of my 2 go-to rivers. A, because it's close to me, it's not very far. I mean, it's only 20 minutes away from where I live. And the other reason being, it's got loads of perch in it, it's got loads of roach, and as I said, like, you can come down to your local river with the most minimal gear and just enjoy a day out, or enjoy a session out, because you haven't got to lump all that gear home and get it up the stairs when you get home, or take it to the shed, you know. And I enjoy this like couple of hour sessions like this because I just find it fun, you know, not having to carry so much gear and just carrying light, going light, and just being able to just pack up when I want. And if I wanted to, I could actually pack this up now within a few seconds and move to the next swim. Whereas if I had my rollers set up and I had everything else set up, I wouldn't be as inclined to want to move as I would do if I was fishing like this. So as I said earlier on, all my bait was in my Preston bucket, apart from the worms. They were in my holdall. So all I've brought with me today is literally the bucket, the holdall, and the umbrella. And what I've done is, so that I can go light today, I've packed the landing net inside the umbrella bag, the top kit and the third section, my old third section, in the brolly bag, and then all my other little bits and bobs like my towel, my rigs and everything are in the top of my bucket. And to be honest, yeah, everything else is literally was Steve's. Did have a chair and a net. The net was in the chair, but obviously Steve was borrowing that chair because last time we went away, I sat down in his chair and my big bottom went through it. So he's just using my chair whilst we're away now. But we're both fishing very light. Both fishing extremely light, to be fair. Not quite hardly any tackle with us whatsoever. And I mean, if I hook something decent on this, like a carp or anything like a river carp or anything like that, I'm done for really. 9 slip and this top kit and that. Sorry about the background noise. Right, so we are getting a load of small indications again. Just waiting for that float to go under. At the moment there's a load of small little indications. We're just waiting for that float now to absolutely shoot under. Here we go. Throwing some casters down there to try and entice them to take the casters that I've got down there already. I've got a feeling that it is small fish because they're not taking it the way roach and rudd would. That was a bit of indication there. Something did pick up the bait and run with it for a second. There we go. Go on, take it. Be a shiny roach. Oh, ridiculous rudd. Nah, we love roach and rudd. We absolutely love them. I'm going to give it about 10-15 more seconds because I don't want to keep just looking at the float with these silly bites indications because you guys are going to want to see fish. So let's see if we can get some roach and rudd. It's giving me like eel/crayfish vibes, these bites. They look a lot like a crayfish bite, to be honest with you. Very, very weedy down there. Yeah, see, something's had that. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put on a worm fairly quickly. Just going to put on a worm. Just going to see what the instant reaction is to this. And see if it is perch. See if there's any perch down there. There's always perch down here, to be fair. Always perch. Still had a connector on. Yeah, so I'm getting them little indications now. I had a connector on before, and now I've got the DAC on. Still don't know how I feel about them. I don't know if I prefer them or if I like them. I mean, they're okay. They're not like. Oh, I did have a fish on there. They're not the like absolute world's best in my opinion. But that's me using them. But it could just be because I've been brought up using connectors, and that's how I've fished most of my life, is with the connectors. I mean, I've got the DAC ones on all my carp kits purely and simply because I when I do my carp elastics, I like to slap my rig, you know, overshot and things like that on the lakes, and with a connector sometimes the line gets caught around the elastic or around the connector, especially when you're tapping. So it's just waiting for that float to bury under, like it did, and I missed it. So that tells me they're perch. What you want, caster? Steve? You using caster? I keep getting loads of little indications but no takes on the caster. Put a worm on, it shoots under. Give it a couple of seconds, that float goes straight under. What's this? It's another perch. Right, so we've had another fish now. I'm going to have a quick little break. But yeah, so this is the river in Bewers, St Mary's Hamlet. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little bit of video. We will catch up in a minute, but just wanted to show you guys how to fish that margin line and how to get it to feed well, what to use, and the fact that you don't need a lot of gear to catch fish nowadays, especially on a river. You don't need fish that far out. Very natural baits will catch you fish. But yeah, we'll catch up in a minute. I'm just gonna quickly have a pop and chat to Steve and have a little break and a drink. See you soon, guys. Right, I am back from my little break. It's been about 20 minutes. I have fed that line again. I have brought the 8 metre whip, but I ain't even bothered using it. I'm really enjoying just sitting there on the pole. Steve is just gone over there to help him, give him the plummet, help him out. Some lovely red worms. Just lowering that line in, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Got my worm back as well. Again, just going to do the same thing again. Lower that worm in nice and slow to the last stop and drop that float in. Hold that nice and tight there. Bit of a better fish that. Took me worm. Took me worm.
And James, what? No eyes? There's no leg. Oh, yeah. What about them guys? Yeah, it's the most.
You got one? Yeah. Steve's finally got his second perch. He's actually landed this time. Which is quite funny. Gone got his second perch. We're just literally just having a nice chilled evening session down here in the river. The river Stour. All these worms are breaking off now. Just going to push this little one through there. This worm is absolutely breaking up into pieces. So I know these worms are going off. Just put another worm on there and just drop that down there. There is something a bit better down there, whether that's a bigger perch or whatnot, I don't know, but getting a lot of the odd bubbles coming up. I mean, I wish I brought some sweet corn. Wish I did buy some sweet, not buy some sweet corn, bring some sweet corn. Feel like that could have helped me in a way, picking out some of these better bonus fish that might be down there. But again, we didn't think about it because just wanted to come down here with some worms and have a good session. Something that's easy, cheap, everyone can get hold of some worms, you know, Maybe I can get us some casters. Even if you buy some maggots and let them blow yourselves, make sure that your missus ain't going to moan about it though. There we go. And this one's just gone for a little tail of the worm. We probably would have had about a pound already now, I'd say. So we've only been here for about an hour. Didn't want to come here today because we went and had a look at a couple of lakes to do some practice sessions on that we can do a match on, or go into an open match. And found that Manor Farm does an open match. It's £15 for entry fee on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. The rest of the week is basically clubs, leagues, festivals. Yeah, clubs, leagues, festivals and stuff like that. That's all on the Manor Farm at the moment. But whilst we're having an absolute lovely day down here, I ain't going to ignore the fact that there's some lovely perch in here, some big perch as well. The water's not really moving, it's not really flowing. We've had a lot of hot weather, hardly any rain, so the water's hardly flowing at all at the moment. But no, yeah, so we've just come down here again, just come down here with little gear. Having an absolute lovely time catching things from perch to roach, chablis, you know, things like that. I mean, it's a lovely river. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do any matches on here because it's a lovely stretch. Missed that bite. But no, yeah, again, you don't necessarily have to have top expensive gear either to have a light session. I mean, I'll come down here with a trolley because it's easier to lump my stuff around than it is for me to actually carry it around. Also, I'm sitting on the other side of the bridge. As I said, I want to stay away from the bridge because a few youngsters and a couple of adult men jumping in. So I just want to stay away from that as much as I can, realistically. They're having fun, I'm having fun. They're enjoying themselves, so am I. So I'm going to let them have their fun, I'm going to have my fun down here. But yeah, so I've fished this peg before. I know it fishes well. I know that the perch react well to... I lost that fish. I know the perch react well to the worm. And I know that the roach and the rudd do come later on in the evening. The roach and the rudd do come a little bit later in the evening on caster. But I might have to fish a little bit lighter than what I am right now for the roach and the rudd in here. The only problem I have is when you get the roach and the rudd on the feed, the pike don't sit far behind them, meaning that nice perch I think just come up for a tasty little snack on the fish. Again, what you've got to realise is I'm catching most of these on the drop, not catching them on the bottom. Most of these are coming from on the drop. But no, it would be nice to see a few people start fishing the rivers more, and especially youngsters, instead of jumping onto commercials and stuff like that. Because if you learn to love nature and love the rivers. It'd be nice to know that the next generation will look after them and will care about them. Like they won't just like go to how they are now, really. We can kind of undo somewhat of what us humans have done to the natural waters and stuff, but we can't keep doing it because it's going to eventually kill the whole river system off. See, I put 2 casters on, I had a little dink on the way down, nothing else now. So I feel like there could be a better bonus fish down there. A little, again, little indication there. Would be nice for them roach and the rudd to go on the feed. Whether that will happen or not, don't know. They should do. Later on they might do. It's just nice to try and fish something other than just a worm and catching just perch. But yeah, and just all I've run with me today is literally worms, hemp and casters. That's it. Here we go. A little indication there. So, I've had no indication in the caster, so well, I've had the indication on the caster, but no actual take so far. Again, I'm gonna it's more than a couple of seconds to get by. I'm having some small indications. Not many actual take unders on the float, but a couple of indications where they're taking the float down a little bit. They're just not pulling it under. And I would normally fish a full section on this, but I didn't want to take the full section out of the pole. It's the only full section I've got for that pole, so if I did damage it, I'd be a bit worried. But I've got the top 2, as I said, 9 slip, and I've got my old third section that I broke back in January, but I've managed to slide the top of the third section through the bottom of the third section and up itself. So I've been able to kind of like make a telescopic third section. A bit more persistent on the caster now, the indications on the caster. Becoming a little bit more persistent. Got some bubbles right near the float now. I'm going to be very curious whether, if there is a bigger fish down there, whether it's going to pick it up. Just going to lift that float up by about 6 inches and then drop it back down again. Just see if I get any indications that it might be a little bit shallower. so far on the caster. Actually, no, I lied. I had a chablet earlier on the caster. Oh, that was a better indication. I missed that. It took me pole float tip near enough down to the water's edge. Oh, and a better bite again. Come on, roachy. I've had some really nice roach and run out of here on casters and lobworms and stuff like that. I'm going to give it 5 more seconds and I'm going to lift that float out and reset that rig again. Alright, let's reset. Oh, bit of weed on that. Tiniest bit of weed on that. Let's try further into the edge. There we go. Let's try closer in. See if that helps. I remember fishing tight into these margins. Very tight in when I last come here, so maybe it is the fact that they are a bit closer in. They don't want to feed too far out just in case the pike's there and they're close to cover, maybe, I don't know. Getting rid of all of that, trying to get rid of all that weed on there. There's a lot of stuff and leaves and stuff in the water at the moment. I just caught a branch, got my hook and stuff back, so it's literally one accident, hooked the branch. Now I have got another rig just in case, because I knew something may have happened today where I hooked a pike. I've even got the line on me as well for it, just in case I did hook into a pike. Let's try a single caster. Let's try a single caster. See if I can get a bite on a single caster. Indication straight away on that caster there. Oh, lift bite then. trying to see if they're closer, in which they're not. I'm going to try further out. I'm going to flick it outwards and hold this pole float right nice tight to where I've been feeding this chop worm and casting line. Straight away a little bleak. Straight away with a little bleak. Well, we don't mind. As we said, so that's now another species we can tick off. Is a bleak. I'm sure that won't be the last one we have today. Pretty sure of it. That won't be the last one we have. By the looks of it, it's not. Missed that bite. What I'm going to try now is getting this on the hook. It's going to be hard, but so they're coming up for that hemp. So I'm wondering, yeah, they're literally on the surface from casters and hemp. So I'm wondering if I can get the roach to take some of the little stuff that's in this. It's like a seed. It's like a seed of some sort, I don't know. It's not hemp, it's stuff that's in the hemp. I want to see if they'll take that. I know they'll take it, but I want to know if it'll be a roach or a rudd that takes it and not a bleak. Let's see if they just moved on to the hemp. Oh, that was a nice bite. Alright, let's throw a load of hemp in. Let's lower our bit in there then. Just sinking, boom. Something just kicked up something because there's a lot of there's like this little white patch just come up. You kind of want to kind of time it. If you're going to lower your rigging like that, you want to time it that it gets lowered in at the same rate as the hemp. Because you don't want to be. Steve's got them swirling. Swirling. You got them swirling over there, Steve, on the hemp? You got them swirling over there, have you? Steve's got them absolutely swirling in its swim. using the hemp that I gave him. All the lovely roach and that over there. I'm battling to get one. There we go. Here we go. So yeah, I've just put on like this little, it looks like a yellow half of an actual seed. And yeah. So yeah, I'm just waiting to get a bite. I just throwing in some casters and some hemp. Just yeah. So, give me 5 minutes on the caster, no bites on the caster, some small indications, but just moved over to the hemp, and it seems that they are going a bit wild for the hemp. They're very shallow, these fish, and it's like, they're literally right in the top. You know, I'm fishing near the bottom, so. Here we go. Should be able to pick a roach up from out there, surely. Might just be that the roach are in the deeper water. They might not want to be in the margins. By the looks of things, they are in the deep water, because I'm getting a few better bites now on that hemp. So yeah, I'm just going to flick that out again and have a nice chilled out session on the hemp. I'm only going to give it a few more seconds and then I'm going to jump straight back on the worm. No, what's going to happen. I'm going to go straight back on the worm. I'm going to catch perch. Right, I've got enough time on the hemp. And that hemp seed's been absolutely smashed. And sorry for the noise in the background, but yeah, just gonna try and fish double caster again, but a bit further out in front of me. Instead of fishing like to my left and to my right in the margins, I'm just gonna try and go straight down in front of me. Indication straight away. Missed the bite. I think that was a roach. So as you can see, I'm making the use of 2 rigs out of 1 rig in 2 different spots. So I'm just trying to catch some roach and some perch or whatever fish comes along on this line, on the caster line. And not only am I making this work with just 1 rig, if I can do it, you can do it. And I had the opportunity today to actually use my pole and get it all in the car, but I chose not to. Because I chose that I wanted to try and do a video for you guys to show that you don't need, as much as us match anglers love having all that gear around us, we don't necessarily need it all the time. And I think a lot of us take for granted, you know, fishing on a commercial and catching carp, as much as it's fun. You can't beat fishing on a river for roach, chub, perch, and any other species really, on a river, especially on a river. I mean, I absolutely love it. As you can see, I've been sat here all evening now, after the afternoon, shall I say, and evening, on top 2 kit and 1. Not got a rod with me. I've got an 8 metre whip if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. And I'm just going to try and pick up some roach on the casters. Be nice to catch them on the hemp, but They're not ready to feed on that just yet, I don't think.
I might have to blow tables once you're on the paddleboard, you can then get up. Is there nowhere up there to get out? Probably just use your knees. That one is easier to get off. Oh my god. Help! No, it's alright, we'll get right. Get up as much as you can.
Getting some really nice small indications on the pole float now. So I just slapped that rig a couple of times just to see if these roach are reacting to the sound of something hitting the water. Now there's an indication straight away before that float even stood up. That float moved an inch. Here we go, I've got a couple of little indications here. You had anything else, Steve? Right, let's try back down in our normal swim. Normally this is the time the roach and the rudd come on the feed down in these ages. Just as it cools down, they come to these margins and they're still a bit warmer. And they cool off a bit quicker as well than what the deeper water does. just had a little bubble pop up then. Sorry guys, I had to cover the camera because a dad and his, I'd say 6-7-year-old boy was shirtless. I don't want my YouTube video censored. But yeah, no, I've had an alright day down here today. To be fair, I've had a lovely day. I had probably just over like a pound's worth of fish in the space of a couple of hours. Would be nice to have something a bit more decent, a bit more rare of a bonus fish down from there, edge on a bit caster. It'd be nice to have a bream. I haven't had a bream off of here in a couple of years, to be fair to you. So it would be nice. Have a bream. A bream. Bream on the wings. But yeah, no, so I've got 2 casters on. Just trying to hopefully get some better indications of what I'm having at the moment. Just hope that float goes under soon. I've got a feeling it's going to go under. Got a few little tiny bubbles and swirls coming up from underneath where the hemp's gone down. Obviously, the smaller fish are picking up the hemp. Just going to lift that out of the water just slightly and drop that back down. I think them bites could well be the fish actually pecking at the line, I'm not sure. Okay, could be grabbing them stocks that are there. So yeah, just gonna wait for that float to absolutely bury under. Hopefully it does. weren't paying attention. As I look up, my float was just near the water surface, so it could have gone under without me knowing. Let's try something else. Let's try a white maggot. Let's try a single dead white maggot that's in with the casters and just see. I bet you any money I get a chublet or a bleak straight off the bat. Bet you any money. Guaranteed. There's a fish on that. Is that what I think that is? It is, it's a little chablet. Another little perch. So they've got a white caster now. It seems that they're not taking it as much as I thought they would. And they seem to prefer them dead white maggots that are in the mix. And I did have some, but I threw them away. The dead white maggots I had in the freezer. I had a mixture of bronze, reds and whites and yellows and all sorts, and kind of threw them away. Steve, try a white caster. Try a single white caster. Try a single white caster. Yeah. I've had another chublet and a little perch. Yeah. Yeah, fella. So I've had a few people come home from work now and they've got their dogs out. So it won't be long now before we pack up and have a nice can of drink on the way home, can of water, or some form of drink, an energy drink maybe. Something to help rehydrate ourselves. But I'm really looking forward to going home. I'm having a beef stir fry for dinner tonight, so I'm a lucky man. I've got to cook it myself. Ah, a little roach. And I lost it as well. Nah, we'll get another one. Right, it won't be long before I end the video, but before I do, we'll do a 10-minute. I'm just going to go onto these white casters and maggots that I found here. Got 2 left. After that, we're going to go straight onto the worm. Have 5 fish on the worm, just to prove that you can actually have a good day session using worms, maggots, casters, you know, with less gear than what we normally would carry. Just for a nice session, don't have to take everything. I mean, I personally probably will still do it, but it's nice to come out and have a couple of hours on a light tackle and minimal tackle as well. It means less I have to take up my stairs and put away, which makes the missus happy, because then there's less mess being dragged through the house. But in all fairness, going back to why I'm making this video, it's to do with not carrying so much tackle. For what I've come here to do today, this is probably way too much tackle. And to be honest with you, I'm really enjoying myself with it. I've had a couple of chublet, 3 or 4 perch, and I've lost 2 roach now. I'll catch them. Right, let's try a double white caster. See if a double white makes the fishing a bit quicker. Yeah. Another bleak and we lost it. So far today I've had bleak, 2 chublet, perch, roach. Actually, I haven't had a roach yet. I will in a minute. So yeah, so far I've had perch, bleak, chublet. Yeah, perch, bleak, and chublet. 2 chublets and numerous perch. I know for a fact that as soon as I put a worm on, then perch are going to react straight away. Right, let's put a worm on. Let's get rid of these little bits of chopped worm that's in this tub. Throw them in down there. Oh, this worm's a bit lively. He shall catch me a perch straight away, that one. Be nice if he catch me a roach though. Right, let's see if we can nail a perch. Oh, that was a much better bite. Straight under bite. So, we're going to try and have 5 perch for you guys. Now 5 perch. I think that'll be the end of this video, but I've had a lovely time today. Haven't had to take tons of gear to catch loads of fish. Really enjoyed myself. About to have another perch. No way. Did it snap me hook length? I think that might have been a pike. Steve, just hooked into my first pike. Just hooked into my first pike. Yeah. I lost it. It's took me hook length. So, that was a pike. So because I know that there's pike in the swim, I'm just going to go that little bit heavier line now. So I'm just going to 3-pound line straight through. Because I feel like if I don't, I'm going to massively regret it. Right, I've got some 16s barb. I'll go for a 12. 12's quite big, isn't it? But I'll go for a 12 wide. Just going to quickly retie this. Again, as I said to you, I'd bring a little gear, didn't even bring my hook clamp box because I've still got to tie some more hook clamps up that I've used from commercials and stuff like that. I am going to use them up eventually and then start buying the MagSafe ones for the MagSafe hook length box I've got in my box, because at the moment it's completely empty. There's no pre-tides in there, nothing. So right, and as quick as that, we're ready to go again. So let's just try and get a perch. So we went from a 14 to a 12. I'm probably sitting just off bottom now, because I'm not going to bother. You know, it was a 6-inch hook length, and I've just gone to maybe a believe it might have even been, yeah, we're still there. It's a lovely perch. I'm getting them perch back on the thing again, Steve. I'm catching them perch back on the worm again. Yeah. So we had that lovely perch. That was probably about 4 or 5 ounces. Try not to flop around on me. I'm gonna try it too much. Do an indication there again. So it was a lovely day and a lovely session as well. We've had some really lovely perch, big perch out as well at this point. It's pointing on in the session. And I've really enjoyed myself. Thoroughly have enjoyed myself. Apart from losing that hook length, it was a bit annoying, but but it has helped actually, because I've put like a micro barbed size 12 on, so it will hold that worm no matter what. That worm seems to be getting smaller and smaller, which indicates there could be a crayfish down there. Just going to hold that reed still there. Another perch. Just as I suspected that there must have been a crayfish or something down there pecking at that. I would love to have had a key net in there, but again, this is all about travelling light. Maybe next time I can do, maybe I've got a spare Maver bag indoors though, that my dad gave me years ago, a couple of years ago now. so I might. Might just be able to slip the short 1 metre keep net in there and use that. You enjoying yourself over there, mate? You enjoying it over there? You having fun over there? Beats sitting down the lake though, doesn't it? Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to have 2 more fish and I'm going to turn the camera off. Hopefully you all understand the point of why I've made this video and the reason I've made the video. And it's just so that everyone can learn that even though some of us match fishermen have the majority of the gear for matches, etc., we don't always tend to take it, and it is nice to actually be able to sit here and have a couple of hours fishing on the top kit and one. And that's all I brought out. I just brought out a spare top kit and the spare third section back from January, and just absolutely having fun with these perch. Would have been nice to have a few roach and rad, but again, it's just a nice little session where we can just take little minimum gear and still have the same amount of success that you would have if you bung down the rest of the gear. That was a nice perch, that was. Again, just going to reuse that same bit of worm. Pull that out if I can. Just going to pull. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a hungry worm on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use up these little bits of worm that I've pulled off before, previously. I had a better perch just then, Steve. I had a much better perch just then. Yeah. About 6-7 ounces. Yeah, I just had a lovely perch. I'm going to have one more fish and then we're going to cut the camera. I probably said that 5 fish ago, 6 fish ago, but I've got a bite now, so it won't be long. Nice little perch. And he just spiked me. I don't care, he's mine. Right, there we go. Right, and that is one reason why I bring light gear. Seen all the perch that, well, you've roughly seen the perch that I've had today. You've seen how I fish for them. Don't have to fish too far out. I've enjoyed it, really have enjoyed it. So, if you've enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. And just before you go, I think I've had another little chub. Look at that, gorgeous fish. Gorgeous little chub. Right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon.